So do you think you have what it takes to be the next Andrew Dice Clay? I thought I did, but the next morning I was like, drinking coffee all night is not what it's cracked up to be. I did have a good time, and in this video I'm going to touch on the same topic actually. I'm going to combine woodworking with marketing elitism and even a touch of alcohol awareness, all in one video. Imagine that. Now, you're not going to get this type of content on any other channel. Okay? Because I'm the type of woodworker that laughs at marketing. Because my marketing plan is just that good. So I'll be making some jokes today, but it's going to be more of a serious philosophical style. I found these videos that I found very interesting, and I think they're all just these perfect illustrations of how woodworking elitism is projected as this marketing image that is effective at selling a product. But in this case, it's not even a woodworking product. In fact, it's not even related to anything elitist. The product is cheap beer. And I'm not going to make fun of these craftspeople. I'm sure they're very talented. I'm sure they're really good at what they do. I'm sure that they deserve their mastercraft level status. That's not the point. I'm looking at the marketing that's behind the production of these videos and how their lives are projected and used to sell cheap beer. Okay? And I think it's a really important lesson here to learn. Because if you can understand how cheap beer is being sold using a projection of the American dream, okay, you can understand all of it. So it's kind of a philosophy question how this marketing is so effective. It wasn't just one commercial video that I found. Coors Light did it ×3, and with woodworking as the theme in all three of them. And there's other ones too, but I found these three, and they, the one really stood out with the boat because it had the actual product placement in the video, which I just couldn't resist using that for a satire, because it's actually an OSHA violation. It's actually a real serious error to show that, and use it for marketing purposes to sell a product, and then have that label, be sure to drink responsibly, when they're advertising their brand name. That's where I'm going to get them. They really clamp down on you, those insurance companies. And that's really what OSHA is. It's, a regulatory extension of the insurance companies. They're the enforcers, the police agents, okay? So you don't want OSHA showing up at your shop, okay? That's one of the big advantages of being self-employed all by yourself. You don't have to worry about that kind of thing. Once you get an employee, then you take on this whole nother responsibility level. Not only with the workman's comp and the payroll taxes, but you got to maintain a safe and hazard-free work environment as defined in OSHA's regulation. And they can show up and give you fines anytime. So, it's not a good thing. And the point is, they're advertising alcohol consumption. It's really not okay in the workplace. It should be discouraged, So, yeah, it's going to get satired. But seriously, would you pay a lot of money for, that guy to build you a boat, drinking on the job? That's just a joke. I'm sure his boats are fine. And I'm sure he got paid for that product placement. And I hope he, passes on that tradition of selling beer, to his grandkids. Because, passing on the traditions that make money is what's important. The job starts with a clean sheet of paper and a fresh Coors Light. What kind of example is that to the employees or to anybody? So, a little bit of hypocrisy there, ripe for satire. So I couldn't resist working with it, and I made a funny video out of the commercial that I hope to illustrate the point that I'm making now. So, but the other point I want to make is just about how effective the marketing is. Showing this projected romantic image of these elitist master craftspeople in their environments and the story of their lives, and how they transformed themselves, and it's just so much to the average American beer drinker. I mean, are they really going to be able to connect with that? But how does the average American beer drinker connect with these young, attractive, passionate, dream-pursuing, maniacs of craftsmanship? Okay, they excel at what they do. Okay, for the average American beer drinker, that level of success is completely unobtainable. Okay, so how do they connect with that somehow results in them making the decision to pick up that 32 pack at the supermarket? Okay, that's where the real magic of marketing comes into play, and it happens at a subconscious level. It's not a conscious decision, and that's how branding works. That's how they sneak it into your mind. Kind of like how they sneak those products into the commercials, make it seem natural. You don't notice it. It doesn't jump out at you unless you really pay attention. They try to make it just 1 or 2 seconds long, just so that you can kind of make out the shape of the words and the label, so it registers on some level, but you're not actually reading it. But somehow the romantic image of the master craftsman influences that decision to buy the beer, and pick that brand out among the other competing brands. Somehow there's big dollar signs attached, to the product placement, and why Coors Light is going to sponsor, this type of video. Why does Coors Light like the master craftsman image for their commercials? See, this is how I think that type of marketing works. See, the way people assemble it in their minds is, the pursuit of perfection in the American dream creates an aura of positive energy. Having the American dream of achieving that perfection and gaining that status is definitely a worthwhile dream to have. And the reality is, for the average American beer drinker, the opportunity to pursue those dreams has already passed. Okay? And they're at a state now where they would have to make a huge life-changing decision to pursue the dreams and the ideals that they have locked away deep inside their hearts and minds. Okay? And the beer companies know how hard it is to make that change. Okay, and most people aren't going to be able to do that. So you're left in a position to make a decision. You can either take that first step into achieving your dreams, pursuing the perfection, achieving that ultimate goal of success as it's displayed in front of you in these commercials, or you can buy the 32 pack and wait till next Monday because the game's on. The market audience that buys Coors Light is pretty much the same market audience that engages in America's favorite pastime, which is watching sports. And I'm not going to put anybody down for watching sports if that's what you like doing. And I don't like making generalizations either about people and what products that they buy. But if you're going to understand how marketing works, you pretty much are locked into making generalizations because your business decision has to be based on numbers and real data. Okay? So the bulk of people who watch sports on game day are going to be the people who buy Coors Light. Okay? And then by association, the majority of those people are the people who are not following their American dreams. They're putting it off 132 pack at a time, okay? And, that's how life continues. That's reality. That's the behavior that makes money for a big corporation like Coors Light. And why would they sponsor a video? Why would they make a commercial if it wasn't a money-making adventure, right? So you can think of the irony as this. Coors Light is a company that sells beer. They make money selling beer. Okay? And they make money from people who habitually buy their products. And any good marketer knows that. And anybody who understands branding and how that makes money knows how, like, the importance of, like, understanding the human behavior and addiction. Okay? I mean, a lot of the consumer habits that we have, it's all some kind of form of addiction. Like the food that we eat, like the shopping experience that we want to have. It's all something that we get used to, expect, and, you know, then that becomes our drug. We're creatures of habit. You know, Coors Light knows that its market audience is the audience that's putting off their American dreams every time they go shopping at the supermarket. Okay? Every single time. And that's what makes them money. Okay? So it makes perfect sense to make a commercial, you know, showing this idealized, epitomized version of the American dream and the pursuit of perfection and happiness and success, because their market is completely out of touch with that. It's completely unobtainable, and their only option is to buy the beer. That's where they make the real money. They box you in. You're never going to reach your dreams. Buy my beer. So if you didn't believe me that woodworking elitism can sell expensive tools, I just proved to you that it can sell cheap beer. If it can sell cheap beer, it can sell anything. Yeah, I'm putting a stop to that type of marketing. That's why I'm the Andrew Dice Clay of fine furniture and design. You think you have what it takes?